Hey, everybody, welcome to the Suzette Speaks Show. I am so glad you are here. We're in for a little late night stream. Today, I wanted to talk about a case that I promise you I was trying to avoid at all costs. I thought we had heard the last of this case since last week when Jussie Smollett, the actor from Empire and other productions, was sentenced because he was convicted of staging a hate crime against himself. But here we are yet again, and Jussie Smollett is in the news again. And this is because he was released after only spending 6 days in jail of a 150-day sentence. Now, many are questioning, why is Jussie free? Why is Jussie in these streets? Why does it seem like there may be a double standard between celebrities and everyday people? And many are coming to his defense as well. Some people, and I'm going to discuss what Beyonce's mom had to say, Miss Tina Lawson had to or chose to chime in a little bit earlier today when the news came out. And it quite interested me to see where the public was. Do you guys think that this is, in fact, a miscarriage of justice? Or do you believe that his conviction was a miscarriage of justice? I have so many people inboxing me asking if I thought that this sentence was fair. Of course, Mr. Smollett was given 150 days in prison as well as a fine. And there were so many people that thought the sentence was too harsh. Now, are you one of those people that thought his sentence was too harsh? But what kind of strikes me is the step further where there are people that act like this is a civil rights case where a black man is being done an extreme injustice and that we should, as black people, be up in arms for what is being done to Jussie Smollett. I don't know if I agree with that, but I really wanted to know what you guys had to say. I'm going to welcome you if you're watching on Facebook. Welcome if you're watching on the Suzette Speaks pages or the Let's Talk Justice page or right here on YouTube. Welcome, welcome. I see you guys busy in the chat. Drop a comment. Let me know that you're watching. Hit the like button if you will, please. So here we go. Jussie Smollett. Yes, you see him. Free again. Some would say free at last. I don't know that I agree with that characterization because this gentleman has been convicted of a crime. I can say an alleged crime, but in fact, he has been convicted and he's out. He's out after the judge passed the sentence. And I thought to myself, let me get familiar with stuff in Illinois. This was handled in Chicago, of course. And I was looking at some of their law, which is different. And remember, every state is its own jurisdiction and every state has its own laws. And I was going through what the appellate court ruled. And I thought, wow, one can be free during their appeal. And it kind of struck me that most people probably will not get this privilege, the same privilege that Jussie Smollett got. But anyway, I want to say hello, first of all, to all my fabulous people watching. Again, I am Suzette Speaks. Welcome, one and all. We're talking, why is Jussie free? We want to know. Inquiring minds, in fact, want to know. And I want to thank all of you for being up a little late night streaming today. Thank you so much for your support, and I appreciate you guys watching. Hit the like button. So welcome again, those watching on Facebook and on YouTube. I'm glad that you are here. This case can't seem to go away. And I thought to myself, when it originally was going through the trial phase, I was like, I don't know. I'm not moved by it in the way that I think some people who are defenders of Jussie Smollett are. Whether or not you think he did it, he was convicted by a jury of his peers, and they think that's what the evidence showed, that he staged an attack. And for those of you who may not know what or who Jussie Smollett is and what Jussie Smollett did, but he was accused of staging. If you guys remember, this was like during the summer of unrest, and we had just gone through as a country the George Floyd scenario where we were watching a man's life being snuffed out. And Mr. Smollett, apparently, according to what was presented in his trial, staged, set up two individuals to pretend to act out a hate crime against him. And why, might you ask? Well, they said he was trying to raise his own profile in Hollywood. Now, he has had, some would say, a modicum of success. He's been out there, he's been on Empire and some other places. He can sing, and he has some other talents, comes from a very talented family. I love Journey and I love her work, his sister, but I've been thinking about what their family must be going through. I've been thinking about all of the support that seems to be coming from Hollywood. And I want to know if everyday people have the same sentiment towards what is going on with Jussie Smollett. Do you think that this case is one that we should apply civil rights standards to in terms of activism? Will this be a miscarriage of justice if Jussie Smollett serves time? And the fact that he was convicted, was that a miscarriage of justice in your opinion? But everyone is wondering again how one can be convicted last week and then walking out of court just yesterday, surrounded by his brothers, security, and not saying anything. Now, he did have a lot to say at the sentencing. I don't know if you guys watched his outburst while his sentence was being read. At the end of that, it is highly unusual for a defendant to stand up in the middle of the courtroom and just start going off script. And the faces on his attorneys, I was like, oh my goodness. What do you do when your client is Jussie Smollett? Well, I have a lot of thoughts on that. I want to welcome you again. Hit the like button as you come in. We're talking, why is Jussie free? He is a free man as of now while his case is being appealed. So let me see what the chat has to say. I want to welcome you. Hit the like button as you come in, please. Free Jussie, I think, was the hashtag. And I thought, are people serious? But we have people on all sides of this spectrum. Some people are hardcore. This man should never have been even charged, much less convicted, and that he should be free. And there are others that believe Jussie Smollett did what the evidence showed and what he was convicted of, and that he had every reason to be behind jail for lying about a hate crime, which was a very big deal. If you guys remember, it was in the news for so long because we couldn't understand, we couldn't put the pieces together. It was confusing. He had two brothers. One of them had worked with him or trained with him, and that would testify that they had been hired by him to stage a hate crime, right? And we had the tape of them walking in the alley and this purported noose that was put around his neck as they were, according to Mr. Smollett's testimony, some kind of Trump supporters who, according to his testimony, were yelling, gay slurs and all kinds of stuff, he said, that happened to him. And it proved, according to his case, according to the verdict, it was proved that it wasn't true. And here we are. He was given a sentence, like I said, just last week. Couldn't believe it. Sentence came down. Mr. Smollett was given 150 days incarceration, 30 months probation, was also demanded to pay $150,000 in restitution for that, all that search and party of who and police resources to find who he said, y'all hit the like button, he said had accosted him, had beat him up, right? Who had committed a hate crime, according to what he told police. This was this whole big, I would call runaround, and $25,000 in an additional fine. Some are saying it was too harsh for what he did. Do y'all believe it was too harsh? Some are saying that Mr. Smollett's sentence, based on what the crime was, I saw it all over social media. I said, I got to come and talk about it. That the 150 days was too harsh for the crime he committed. That the amount of probation, 30 months probation, and that the restitution for paying back Chicago and all the people that were running up and down trying to find these purported attackers, that $150,000 restitution plus $25,000 in fines is way too much. Do you believe that his sentence was unjust? Y'all come on in and come hit this like button, please. I'm SuzetteSpeaks. I'm going to be speaking a little bit about the Jussie Smollett case. Y'all see it right here. I don't know if I agree with Miss Tina. Beyonce's mom hit Twitter, and had a little something to say. And I thought to myself, well, is this the type of case that demands marching in the streets for justice? Is it? What's your opinion? Let me say good evening to my folks. Thank y'all for being here. It's been a great day. I hope you guys had a great day. First and foremost, welcome to my moderator, Miss RM. First tonight, before the billions. I'm like you, hitting these YouTube streets kind of late this evening. Welcome, sir. Great to see you. Hey, RM. Hey, also, Sunbreeze. Nice to see you. Yes, I popped up a little late. I thought, you know what? This is the story of the day, and it bears some implications on when privilege comes into play and begs the question, do celebrities get deferential treatment? It's a question I want to ask you tonight because the way Miss Tina and some other people who are team Jussie, free Jussie, there's even an Instagram with the Smollett case and different clips I was watching. I was like, who? This his family must have set this up. His attorneys must have set this up for this propaganda show. But it was really kind of polarizing. Either you were very much like, sit down. Jussie Smollett is not the hill we're going to die on as a Black community. You had people like, I think it was like Baby Spice commenting, saying this type of behavior is what sets Black people back. Okay, Spice Girl. And some others. And I was just drawing on some of the celebrity commentary and seeing what, again, the contrast of what everyday people had to say. So I am grateful that you're here. I see you. XDMC was on my panel. Andrea La Loca. I see you, my darling. Glad you are here. Welcome, Mo Reese. Nice to see you. Before the billions, I said hello. XDMC says they should have locked Jussie up, comparing himself to Tupac. Right. This man, like, I don't know if it's his acting. I don't know. Because even that outburst in the courtroom at the end of his sentencing last week, I was like, this too much. This is too much. But yes, Divine Princess. There are many that say the sentence wasn't long enough. I hear you for sure. Yes, Adriana. I have a friend named Adriana. Sorry. Andrea La Loca says, I think it's a slap in the face to the people that have to serve time. I know people serving time for less amounts of cannabis. Like, are you kidding me? Like, yeah, we're gonna talk about it, guys. I'm a little nervous. Did he say make a statement? Yeah, did he? No, he didn't. So when they released him, he quietly, this is the first time those attorneys finally got to him. I said, Lord, thank you, God. He's listening to somebody. Don't say nothing. You have a right to remain silent for a reason, right? Gideon v. Wainwright, you have a right to remain silent. My goodness, guys, we gotta go back to some basics. But yeah, finally, when he left the courtroom, this is the first time I didn't see him make no comments. Hey, pretty ugly truth. Nice to see Gail. Yes, late night stream. Good evening to you, my darling. And she says to the chat, welcome. Come on in. Come on in. Good to see Gail. I know she's so busy all over these YouTube streets. Tiff with the T. Hey, Tiff says, nope, he needs to go back. Listen, I was kind of like, let me look up Chicago, let me look up Illinois law. What's going on right now? And how this man served 6 days. Now, according to his attorneys, he did not eat. He was on a water only, kind of like, I guess it might have been a protest fast. I said, okay. Mr. Smollett is defiant, if that's, one thing we've realized throughout this trial. Always and maintains even now his innocence, stating that this is some kind of setup. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to read the statement, the outburst that he made at the end of sentencing with the fist in the air, talking about, this is a miscarriage of justice and 400 years of slavery. And I said, wait a minute, Jussie. I don't know if he's still acting or if he actually believes it. I don't know. We're going to get into it, y'all. Let me just say hi to a couple more people. Divine Princess says, saw the whole circus with him and his family. Listen, his people, one thing, they family, they ride. That's one thing I'll say. Their family rides for their boy. Their family is like, I don't know if it's blinders, but they are firmly in the corner of Mr. Smollett. That's one thing I've seen. It's a loyalty to the 10th degree. Hey, Cat's favorite. Nice to see you. Yeah, this is what this is a good sentiment. Thank you for sharing your thoughts, Divine Princess says. So we all should commit treasonous acts, then not get any consequences. This is what I'm saying. Somebody says he needs mental help. Yeah, there's so much we got to talk about. So we are going in. Yeah, I think it was 150 days is what I saw. Yeah, 150 days. And yes, he beat himself up. That's what the evidence showed. Whew, I don't know. We got to get into some of the facts. Andrew says he was overcharged. Considering how certain people get falsely accused of crimes, he was overcharged, in his opinion. Considering how certain people get falsely accused of crimes, I think, I don't believe in comparative, like apples and oranges injustice. I think in his case, he has to be held accountable for what he did. And we also have to make sure other people are not being falsely accused. I think both things can be true without having someone not pay a penalty. I think I understand your sentiment, Andrew. Thanks for sharing. Welcome. Glad to see you. All right. Maurice says Jussie Smollett is a narcissist. Okay, hear that word often. Andre, how are you? Andre says, late night. Yeah, sneaking in a little stream before I end this date. So I'm going to drop the link also. I'm going to allow you guys to come on up. I'm really excited to have all you. Again, this is what we're here to talk about. Jussie Smollett, and what it is that he did or that his attorneys did. Let's say it. That's good lawyering, y'all. To get him out after just 6 days after his sentencing. So we're going to get into some of the facts. Welcome. Maurice says he tried to make us Trump supporters. Okay, look back. Listen, he went to the Trump supporters. That was the story. You guys remember. If you don't know what I'm talking about, let me just, again, briefly give you the overview. Mr. Smollett was accused and convicted of staging a hate crime against himself. Okay, that is, he hired two individuals, a pair of brothers that were actually Nigerian, that were paid to follow him or make it look like they had attacked him on the street, put a noose around his neck, yelled derogatory words with regards to his sexuality and race. And I think he alleged that they had on Make America Great Again paraphernalia, et cetera, and it was shown and proven in court just last week that the jury believed that he made it up basically and convicted him of not only not being truthful, but having used and wasted tons of resources around what it was proven to be. And I have to be very careful because it is a conviction. So you can say that he lied, basically, according to the court case, but I'll say alleged here. But yeah, so when I talk about him, I really want to have empathy for his family. No one wants their loved one to be in any way involved in the criminal justice system. But I do think it's okay to peel back the onion a little bit and kind of consider fairness when it comes to how perhaps, and again, I wouldn't make an assumption that I'm asking the question as to whether his fame or celebrity has played any role in his treatment and in the outcomes that the judges have allowed. Now, again, I'm an attorney, but I'm not giving any legal advice. Let me throw up a little banner here so we don't get in the weeds. But this is for informational purposes, right? So if you have legal questions, make sure you speak directly to an attorney. I can't in any way analyze anybody's case here. Y'all don't put nothing in the chat. But I will be asking a lot of questions and kind of exploring the topic for entertainment and educational purposes. So please know that. All right, let me see what a couple more people have to say. Welcome, come in. Please, please, please hit the like button. You know what to do. We are talking Jussie Smollett. Why is Jussie free? Y'all, I don't know. I was moved by the topic. I've been watching social media. I've been trying to figure out why there's such a disparity and difference of opinion, especially among the Black community. And many people are not buying or not on the side of Jussie should be, seen as some kind of civil rights martyr, the way he's kind of presenting himself. And that unfortunately, there are going to be people who, no matter what, want to defend him just being a person of color. So we're going to see the different sides of this coin. I'm going to invite you up if you'd like to come up. And let me read a couple more comments before I kind of give my feedback. Yes. Listen, Andrea says Jussie's family has friends in high places. I would not doubt it the way this thing is going. Somebody says he made up a story that caught himself by surprise. I don't think jail would be the answer. Okay, but maybe help from mental experts. I hear you. I hear you. What did XDMC said? I don't know. Women say facts. I see some people responding to him. Let me see. Yes. Hello. That Jussie thinks this is an episode of Empire. Hello, somebody. Sometimes I wonder how much in reality he is. Yeah, it's a question. It's a question. I see you. Kimbo says, they should lock him up and throw away the key. Tough words. I hear you. Thanks for sharing your opinion. Okay, thank you. Okay, Maurice, let me know. Fill me in the blanks because I was just reading online and trying to get some information about what would cause someone to be able to walk free while their appeal is being considered. I don't see that quite frequently, but he paid the bond. He paid a $150,000 bond. So we'll get into it. Thank you so much for being here. Let me see who else I could shout out real quick. I just want to make sure. Hey, shout out to Nigeria, says Mr. Untouchable. Lot of mercy. Oh gosh, let me see. Hi, Regular Degula. I like that name. Welcome. Hey, Real Deal Spencer. Juicy is couldn't even do a week in Cook Count. Listen, let's get into the facts. Thank you for being here, Real Deal Spencer. I owe you a response, I think, on Patreon, so I will let you know. I think April will probably be better, sir. But looking forward to a collab. I would love that. All right, so let's see what we got going on. Okay, thank you. Dropping some knowledge. Divine Princess says he appears to be in the protective class of Bill, yes, HB 1476. Okay, let's see it. Okay, so I'm going to go over some basic facts so people understand what we're talking about. All right, so y'all know who it is, Jussie. So let's just go over some facts here. I'll just throw this up real quick. This was according to from out of, I think this was, let me move that banner. Let me move that comment. This was out of Fox LA, foxla.com. So the summary being, according to their website, a judge sentenced Jussie Smollet to 150 days in jail on Thursday, branding the Black and gay actor a narcissistic charlatan for staging, underlined, a hate crime against himself to grab the limelight while the nation struggled with wrenching issues of racial injustice. Smollett responded by defiantly maintaining his innocence, as I said, and suggesting he could be killed. This is the outburst I'm talking about in jail. The sentence and Smollett's post-hearing outburst capped an hours-long hearing and more than 3 years of legal drama following Smollett's claim that he had been the target of a racist and homophobic attack. All right, so let's just get some of the facts down. So yeah, this is what I'm talking about, y'all. This right here had me. This was the post sentencing outburst that I've been kind of referring to. So this is a still shot of it. Y'all can go watch the video. I didn't want to get copyright strikes, but Mr. Smollett made a statement. when he was about to be led out of the courtroom after, again, he had already been convicted, and he was now facing the sentencing portion of a trial, which comes later, and which is now the judge applying the law to the facts as to what the jury has decided Mr. Smollett was guilty of. And he was very defiant, very, very defiant about what had just happened, right? That he was A, being convicted, had been convicted, and B, he was being sentenced for what he, again, defiantly, continuously, without fail, says he did not do. I see you, Andrea. Let me see what you got to say here, ma'am. She says Michelle Obama asked Kim Fox to drop the charge. Okay, so this is one of the things that his attorneys are arguing on appeal. So one of the bases, and thank you for bringing this up. So one of the bases, let me make myself a little bigger. So one of the bases that Mr. Smollett's attorneys are suing or trying to appeal his case, I should say, is that on the initial DA or state attorney, depending on where you are, what jurisdiction, what state, what do you call them, the prosecutor on this case, review the facts. And this is, I'll tell you that prosecutors have a lot of leeway and power, right? And deciding who gets charged with what crime, right? Not only if they get charged, what crime, to what degree, right? And therefore how much time you will face. So the original prosecutor did not see enough evidence to charge Mr. Smollett with a crime, and the case was dismissed. That prosecutor either, I forget, left the office or just was taken off the case, no longer the lead prosecutor on the case. A different prosecutor came into the picture, kind of revisited the facts, and decided that there was enough evidence, in fact, to prosecute Mr. Smollett with having committed a crime. So there is an argument being made by Mr. Smollett's defense team that in the United States, we have a legal doctrine called double jeopardy, right? So basically, rough, just for educational purposes, double jeopardy occurs or cannot occur in that a person cannot be charged and tried with the same for the same crime twice. So I think this is going to be an interesting case on appeal because his defense team, legal loophole, is looking at it like, how can we apply these facts to the law? Well, they're saying the original prosecutor already reviewed all of the evidence and chose not to file a case against Mr. Smollett. But then you get prosecutor number 2, who takes a second bite at the apple. That's what the defense is arguing. And therefore, he has been, according to the defense, we'll see what the appellate court says, with the next court up. You got your trial court and then the next court up. If you don't like the outcome, you can appeal. You go up a notch, right, to a higher level court. That court is now will be reviewing the defense team, Jussie Smollett's defense team's argument that this was double jeopardy. So he has been charged twice, which is illegal under American jurisprudence, under American law. So that's the cut and dry, informational only definition. So it's very interesting that they are going to appeal. Now let's see what else just happened before we get kind of on the side of that side note of what happened with the appeal. Let me see. Maurice said this is all a circus. Real deal. Spencer says Kim Fox is not good. Okay, all right. Y'all know the people locally. I do not know. A Web say Jussie raising fist. Y'all see that? Power to the people. That's what power to the people. That's what his, again, frame of mind. And I'm going to read what his statement was when he held that fist up during his sentencing. It's going to be very, like I say, it's polarizing. Some people are insulted by the fact that he would invoke civil rights, and this is making him a martyr of some sort, and that he's another black man being held down by the system. Sir, I'm not sure you can go that far. And if you are the right test case for the black community to kind of like fall behind, I don't want to use our social capital on things that are kind of obvious based on what I saw as the evidence. But instead, sir, you want to make this as if you are Tupac, as if you are, dare I say it, some would argue George Floyd. You are not that. You cannot compare yourself to those, or in any way kind of allude to being on the level of those type of cases, in that these facts put you in a bad light. The facts of this case doesn't seem to lend to your theory, sir, the defense theory, that you were not involved. It's going to be a tall order, even on appeal. You're going to have to appeal just on that small, very technical, legal issue, sir. You're not appealing that this was a miscarriage of justice, that you didn't do this. So anyway, we're going to get a little bit deeper. But yeah, his statement during the sentencing really struck me. Even as I watched it, I was like, God, did he rehearse this? Was this a form of acting? Many have asked. It was very, very out of the ordinary. It was very out of the ordinary. Let me see. Andrew adds, Andrew, let me see your opinion. When people weaponize law enforcement, I never hear about how the false accusers get punished for their crime. I hear you. Hit that like button, says Sunbreeze, come on in. Would love to see. Yeah, I didn't follow this case like moment by moment and piece of evidence by piece of evidence, but I can read from various news sources, etc., just like you can, and kind of gather what it was that the jury was able to see. But of course, if you weren't sitting in the courtroom directly, hey, you wouldn't see everything. Hey, Karine, nice to see you. Sunbreeze adds, being famous is a real thing. Yeah, hello, somebody. I'll hit the like button. And SuzetteSpeaks here, doing some late night streaming. Glad you can join. Hopefully, if you're watching the replay, you enjoy our discussion here. All right, I'm gonna drop the link in a little. I won't be up too late, but let's see. So here's Jussie. Jussie is making his final plea during his sentencing. This is Mr. Smollett. You look. This is which I had a pointer. Look at the faces of his attorney. Look at the young lady to, it would be our right, his left, and how she was shuffling papers, looking down at her papers all through his little statement. In my head, I was like, my friend, my sister-in-law here as a fellow attorney didn't know what to do. Because you got to tap your, at least the client's shoulder and kind of like, ooh, bring him in, a little bit of, what should I say, bear huggy, like side hug. Like I would definitely be like, okay, let's sit down. Let's not have this kind of outburst. That is not common. But we see it, I can say, on the internet a lot. Even though it doesn't happen very often, the internet has a way of like amplifying these things as if it does. Like when we see these sentences and the people are not guilty and the family's like crying out like that, that's not usually how it goes. But of course, when it does happen, it's quite sensational. So this was one example of that, when Mr. Smollett was, out of order. Let's just like, as far as protocol in a courtroom. So the sentence is ready, gets up. You see, look at the deputy behind him. Look at the body language of the deputy. Deputy eye. Can you see the deputy side eye? He looking like, yeah, buddy, you gonna try it? I'm coming for you. So surrounded by the deputies. His attorneys clearly are, I don't know. I thought maybe some more intervention, in my opinion, of touching him on the back, touching him on the shoulder, trying to kind of corral him. But that thing looked rehearsed to me. I'm just saying, my layman's mixed with attorney eye, just as a layperson, I was like, this is fake. This seems rehearsed in a sense. Even the body language of the attorneys not trying to intervene tells me, it's something weird about it. But let's go into what the statement says. Y'all come on in. I see you guys. Thanks for joining. Topic is, why is Jussie Smollett free. He was released after 6 days of a 150-day sentence just last week. Y'all hit the like button, please, as you come on in. Don't forget. All right. Let me see what the comments have to say. Welcome. Let me see. Real Deal Spencer says, I feel like people like him only use their black side. When convenient. Thank you for your opinions. Thank you very much. Hey, what's going on? Seattle Black veteran in the building. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Just love, sis. Just love. Thank you. Always supportive. Thank you very much. And keep up the great work on your channel. He helps veterans get all day benefits. Thank you very much. So if you have ever served our nation, please go and check him out, right? He's doing some great work over there. Thank you so much to Seattle Black veteran for showing some love. I appreciate that. Yeah, she did touch him on the arm. Okay, thank you, Pamela, because this is a still shot. Thank you, Pamela. This is a still shot. Yes, the antics work, says Kareem. Thank you. So it was brief, but you know, as an attorney, you know when you can't kind of corral that client and you're cringing. My stomach would be so tight because I would know what, like, I would probably be looking up at the judges, just see what the judges' body language would be saying. And man, this is a client definitely that they cannot, the word might not be, could not, I don't want to say control, but the more word is like guide. Like clients that don't accept guidance are the most difficult people sometimes to work with because they will stab themselves. They will like shoot themselves in the foot is the word I would probably use that's better. When you can see them making a mistake that's making your job harder. But like in this case, I see some of you think, this might be a ploy. I cannot say. The legal team may have been aware, may have not been aware. We can only speculate. I cannot comment as to where and how this specific statement came about. Well, let's look at the statement. Kareen adds, thank you for adding y'all's 2 cents. I appreciate it. His lawyer says he's immune compromised. Okay, really? And he could get the C-19 if he die and pass away if he gets it. Okay, interesting. Yes, so let's talk about this. I'm getting to this. Divine Princess says, thank you. Went rogue is right. He started to yell about suicidal antics. Let's look at the statement because I was really kind of taken aback by it. Then indicate that if that wasn't him, if it was done, oh my Jesus, yes, went rogue is right. So let's look at the statement real quick. So this is what he said, and I'm gonna make it larger so you guys can see. Okay, I'm talking about big and serious, stood up. Okay, if I did this, I'm not gonna even try to do the emphasis. You guys have to watch the video yourself, right? If I did this, then it means that I stuck my fist in the fears of Black Americans in this country. Here we go, invoking slavery for over 400 years and the fears of the LGBT community. Your Honor, I respect you and I respect the jury. But I did not do this. Now, this is the part you were referring to, my love. Okay, that third line. And I am not suicidal. And if anything happens to me when I go in there, I did not do it to myself. And you must, remember he did it with such power. You must know that. You must know that this was the outburst. This was at the end of the sentencing. This was his words. Yeah. So just to kind of see what he is pulling on, the idea that there is some kind of systemic racial indication of him being used or abused or mistreated, or in some way this case being symbolic of the plight of Black people in the legal system. Now I was like, wait a minute, sir. If I did this, this means that I stuck my fist in the fears of Black Americans in this country for over 400 years. What? And the fears of the LGBT community. Smollett says, standing up in the defense table as his lawyers and sheriff deputies surround him. Your Honor, I respect you and I respect the jury, but I did not do this. I am not. Now, why was he bringing up that he's not suicidal? Y'all know? Y'all know why he was bringing that up? Who was he referring to there? Do you guys know? I believe he was trying to invoke Sandra Bland. Rest in peace, Sandra Bland, or rest in power, Sandra Bland, which is a lady that was stopped during a traffic stop and was found deleted in her cell, hung. Karen says Epstein. Okay, all right, possibly too. Yeah, we could look at it that way too. The man went hard, and kind of reckless, some would argue, in evoking systemic racism from back to slavery to now, as his case being symbolic of that. Not too sure everyone would agree. Ronald, welcome, says Jussie turned on his acting skills. Y'all hit the like button. His acting skills. And what you think this has something to do with that? Y'all think this has something to do with him getting out? Topic tonight, why is Jussie Smollet free? Y'all, please welcome. I see a bunch of people have joined. Welcome. Hit the like button as you come in. It's a pleasure to be with you. If you can support, there's a CashAPP, $SuzetteSpeaks. Appreciate y'all doing some late night streaming. I don't know if anybody's going to want to come up, but I'll probably drop the link shortly just to get a few opinions. But leave your opinion in the chat too. I'll read it, and welcome. All right. Let's see what a couple other people. Yeah, this is the sentiment where people are in disagreement. Dude, you did this, says Kareen. So people are like, what are you talking about? But like I said, he has been holding on to the position that he never did this. This is a miscarriage of justice. Kareen adds, Jussie, in her opinion, is a liar. Hello, Ronald said, y'all remember OJ? OJ did a lot of acting. Many would argue in his trial. You remember when the glove was like, he was trying to get the glove on. I don't want to laugh, God, because people in that, I remember the lives of the people lost. Let me say it like this, but I will just say that part was very animated when OJ was, if y'all remember, OJ was putting on the glove. Every law student, we go back and watch those things. And we were like, boy, Mr. Cochran was like a genius, bro. Rest in peace, Johnny Cochran. But yeah. Real Deal Spencer says, this whole case has been weird from the jump. On one hand, he plays the race card. On the other hand, he plays the LGBTQ card. And then in the sentencing, he plays both. That's the, yeah. It's really odd. But yet and still, he got that sentence. Mr. Smollett still received the 150 days plus the fines, plus restitution and the fines, right? So he was still sentenced, even though y'all said, some of you agree that it was a little odd, all of his outbursts and all of his seemingly over dramatic kind of, I guess if your freedom is at stake, people will try anything. I get that part. But it was a bit much to the observer. So Divine Princess says, yep, just plain theatrics. Huh. What RM said? What movie RM? I didn't see it. Yeah. Oh, like Tropic Thunder. RM, you a trip. Ace Butterfly, thanks for being here, says, agreed. I believe they use the white grandma, really is what that is, for sympathy. Thanks for sharing your opinion. A Web, he played the last card to avoid general population. I know, mental health. I hear you. I hear you. In my opinion, he lacks character. There is no line he will not. This is the thing, y'all. So y'all don't believe he did it. This, those who think this might be a miscarriage, y'all think that he didn't do this. I just wanna leave a 1 in the comments if you think he did not, if he's innocent, and leave a 2 if you actually think he did it. Leave a 1 if you think he did not, and leave a 2 if you think he actually did it. Because this, I guess we have to start from there. Okay, so you guys weren't thinking Sandra Bland, y'all was thinking Epstein. Okay, cool. Yes, this is also true. Jussie's, I mentioned this, thank you, Ace, that he has only been drinking water, apparently on some kind of protest strike. Yeah, and that he had not eaten food in 6 days. Yeah. You want to come up, Mo? Okay. I'm gonna drop the link. Let me read a couple more. My goodness, your opinion, Ronald. I will let that. Your opinion. Yes, you remember the gloves don't fit. You must have quit. That was a classic. Wow, let me see. Kareen says, if it was a regular person, he would not be released. This is kind of where some people feel the privilege has come in. If it was me and you without money, without the media entourage, the family entourage and the Hollywood types commenting on it. Let me see, y'all. Y'all think that he's guilty? Let me see. Divine Princess says, to play foolish games about people who actually paid with their life of being hung. My goodness. Then say it that if I committed deletion, it wasn't me. How do people usually delete in prison? Yeah. So we've got a bunch of 2s. Let me see if I see any 1s. 2 mean you think he actually did, stage this whole attack against himself, right? That's what 2 means. Several 2s. Real deal, Spencer. Yo, Andre. Okay, because this is where I was like, to get to step 2 about the sentencing being fair, I guess, you have to kind of establish whether people think the actual charges were fair. And I see Andrew has a little bit of a different opinion. Difference of opinions are welcome, even though I don't agree necessarily with everything being said. I'm welcoming. This is an open forum and an open square. Okay, so whether you believe that there's some kind of conspiracy, hey, you can come through and let me know what you're saying. The 2s still have it. Okay. Yes, Tigaism, is that how you say it? Tigaism. My man had a noose around his neck when the cops came in. He would do anything. Like, it was very, very rough. It's like it was still around his neck. Yeah. And then, yeah. Ace Butterfly adds, I think the judge's final speech was personal. Yes, the judge's speech also had a lot of impact on me anyway, about what he felt was that narcissistic and really kind of, sadly, selfish side of what he felt Jussie had done. Yeah, it is not. I don't know. Let me. I don't know how they do it in other states, but during sentencing, judges they have a lot more leeway. Let me just say that. I wouldn't say it's unprofessional. They have a lot more leeway at the sentencing phase. Or again, there's supposed to be the neutral referee throughout, right? Just calling balls and strikes. Is that according to this law? You tell me your argument. That argument, I call the ball, I call the strike. That's it. Is not supposed to be putting anything personal. But then in the sentencing, I've seen it before. And I think it varies from state to state, from jurisdiction to jurisdiction, how much leeway, but I've seen this. I have seen this where people add their 2 cents at the very end. Thank you, Real Deal Spencer. No comment, just love. Appreciate it. Thank you so much for sharing and donating to this channel. If you like Black media, if you like what I'm doing, I appreciate you so very much. Let me see. Trash can waves in the building. Wagwan. How are you? Yeah, I found it odd. You sat there with a noose around your neck. when the police got there. Who does that? I don't know. I'm like, again, as an attorney, I try to just look at the facts, take the emotion out of it. What would people, or people who are of average, intelligence, if you will, or don't have any, underlying issues, what would the average person do? And if somebody had placed something around your neck like that, I don't know if I would have kept it on until the police came. I don't know. I don't know. When you pick apart facts, that's how when I do an open or a close, or when you do trial practice, you got to think about the picture you can paint from the facts. And I don't know. There's so much there. And again, I did not witness this trial from start to finish, so I don't want to speculate on some of what the prosecutors and defense could have done. But I just think about the facts that I know about. How would I paint them in the mind of the jury? What story would I put to them? And then clearly, obviously, the outcome, they believed more of what the prosecutor had to say, the facts meant, right? It's very interesting. Let me see a few more comments. Yeah, as a lawyer, what would be your defense? Man, I would go with mental illness. Honestly, I don't know this man's mental health. I do not want to speculate about it. I cannot, I don't want to put that on him, but there's something going on. That's all I can speculate. Again, I cannot say whether or not this specific individual, but just if these facts were presented to me, I would first say, would this person have acted this way if they were in their right mind? That would be my first question. And then I probably would get a psych eval, like right away, and see what the professionals would say. I mean, man. I knew he did it when I saw Spaghetti News, says Real Deal Spencer. Chaskin Wave says he needed 3 to 5 and got 5 months. Yeah. And it couldn't do that. He ain't one of us, okay? He can't fry and get out of jail. Listen, I hear you. Thank you for your opinion. Yes, they talking about the spaghetti news. That's interesting. I didn't even see the picture of that. But yeah, he got what he got. As y'all see here, this is what he got. The 150 days in jail. Thanks. And those who've just joined, please hit the like button. The 150 days in jail. And he had to pay restitution for all of the search party and all the stuff that, the police resources that everybody was out there looking for these purported attackers. So $150,000 in restitution, $25,000 in fines, and long probation period, right? 30 months probation, okay? Several years, right? Some people are saying the punishment was too harsh. I was like, I don't know. 150 days. Do you guys think the punishment was too hard? Let me get this link. Let me drop this link. But people were saying the punishment was too harsh. I don't know. This was the mugshot taken post his. All right, let me drop the link. Post his sentencing. Y'all see it? I got it from the shade room. Okay, no shame. I couldn't pull it anywhere faster. But yeah, a loss of one's freedom is no laughing matter for sure. Yeah, let me read a few more comments and see if anyone wants to come up. Is it the same jail as R. Kelly? I don't know. I didn't know. I don't know. As maybe an Illinois person can answer that for us. Ace Butterfly. Does anyone know if this is the same jail where R. Kelly would is being held? That's kind of an interesting question. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, right. Real Deal Smith talking about the spaghetti news. I didn't even take that in. The Seattle Black veteran, I see you backstage. Hey, Juancito in the building via Facebook. Y'all hit the like button. If you're watching on YouTube, welcome. If you're watching on Facebook on the Let's Talk Justice page or on the Suzette Speaks Facebook page, we're simulcasting tonight. Hit the like button, y'all. Leave a comment. Let me know you are rocking with me. Seattle Black Veteran, I see you trying to load. So as soon as your picture loads up, I'll be happy to bring you up and hear what you got to say. Tell me what you mean by this, Blaze Brown. I believe that there are some challenges there. So y'all think Black people should be marching in the street for Jussie? I want to call him Jussie. Sorry, Jussie Smollet. Y'all think Black people should be marching in the street? That is what his statement, his outburst, to me, seems to indicate that it is almost like akin to other civil rights. Hey Mo, I see you. Other civil rights cases that are out there. And I'm kind of like, y'all, okay, let me get my gentleman up here because I can't take it. This right here is like, it was too much when I watched it. Let me get the gentleman involved. Hi, welcome. Let me make my...
Hey, dear heart, thank you for having me on board.
A pleasure. The Seattle Black Veteran in the building, as well as Mo Reese.
Hey,
How are you?
Mo, what's up, brother?
Yeah.
Oh, not to make America great again. I love the hat now. Come on now.
Thank you. Yeah. Modern country.
I've been missing you. I have
know.
a dying question, sister.
So, yes, please.
You're my big sis.
Yes.
So, didn't he settle this with the previous prosecuting attorney? Didn't he pay a fine? I mean, this sounds like something like the Bill Cosby thing.
Double jeopardy.
Straighten me out on that,
I did speak on that a little earlier, and that is what his defense team is appealing. They are saying that the original prosecutor I didn't even think of that comparison. Thank you. I don't think it's exactly the same, but it's the same principle. No double jeopardy is allowed in the United States. That is a legal principle. You cannot be charged with the same crime twice. Thank you, Lord. Just because they try you and now they got new evidence and they want to bring you back. Nope. Thank you, God. One bite of the apple. So yes, that was raised. That is being raised.
Because I think if after even they go through all the process and everything, he'll be out of jail by the time it's done.
I was like, this is not a good sign for the prosecution. I mean, the judge gave the reasons for letting him out on bail during the appeal while the appeal is being filed. I'm like, who gets out on? This is not common. Depending on what your priors are. Depending on what your prior. But this judge, according to, and I would think I was reading the New York Post. They were saying Smollett has been behind bars for 6 days, where his lawyers said he did not eat or drink. We talked about that after being sentenced to 5 months in jail following the conviction on 5 counts of felony. This was their counts: felony disorderly conduct. Felony disorderly conduct for lying to police. All right. Defense lawyers argued that Smollett was unconstitutionally charged twice for the same crime after Cook County State's Attorney's Office originally agreed. This is what Seattle Black Veteran is talking about. Agreed to dismiss the case in 2019 in connection with the alleged false reports and claimed when he claimed bigoted fans, President Trump attacked him. Right. So they're claiming again that now being brought on new charges a year later, after a special prosecutor looked into the case amid the national outrage. And then, of course, in this past December, jury found the Empire Star, who happens to be, again, Black and gay, had in fact paid 2 men to beat him up in hopes of raising his public profile. So yes, that's what the defense is raising on appeal. And I didn't know that in Illinois, you could pay that money. The appeals court gave him the opportunity to be free while the case was in appeal. And it frightened me because I'm like, that's not Florida. But
Illinois is different.
Because I'm thinking, even if they appealed it, and with the wheels of justice moves pretty slow.
Oh, he gonna be free for a while. Again, Illinois is a little bit different. Every state is a little bit different. It says Smollett's lawyers filed an emergency motion to postpone his sentence on Monday, and an appellate judge found that because Smollett had been convicted of, get this, a non-violent offense, the court would allow him to be released from a Chicago jail on a $150,000 individual bond during the appeal, according to this court order. I'm like, bro.
Chicago.
I'm sorry, Mo. I'm gonna say this real quick.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, bro. Go
if
ahead,
a
Brad.
person, I thank you, Mo. Sorry, the insurrectionist people getting less time than he's getting.
So this is
The
the
white girl who
comparison.
said, "I'm white, I'm blonde," and you get 60 days.
Lord have mercy. This is where I hear, and I'm not putting words in your mouth, Andrew. Andrew was talking about there's other
That's
people
right.
that do worse and get less. Let this man go. That's what I
Mhm.
hear. And I'm not saying, I agree or disagree, but I see that in the chat that you got
Get it,
people
Mo.
that did way worse
Yes.
and got way less time. So why make him an
Yes.
example? I hear
Yes.
it. I hear
Yeah.
that comparison theory. What
It's
would you like
crazy.
to add, Maurice?
No, what I'm at, I'm from Chicago. I'm born and raised in Chicago, Illinois. You know, I'm
Oh,
actually,
good.
I live like an hour from Chicago. You know,
All right.
I'm at the borderline, and you got to do a whole lot of Chicago to go to jail. And they got a thing called the I bond. What they just said, I talked about that on my stream about a week ago. The I bond. If your bail is $10,000 or lower, you get an I bond. Look, I'm almost 50 years old. I remember years ago in my early 20s, I got charged for armed robbery, and I got out on an I bond in 2 days.
So let me ask you, just educate me, because we don't have that in Florida. So
Yeah.
I bond means what?
State pay for your bond. That's an I bond.
How much money did it?
Anything under $10,000?
Oh wow, y'all do it different. So
50,
for
up to
basically an
50,000.
indigent client, someone who could not afford it, basically,
Yep.
the state will pay your bond and let you go.
Yep, you can go to jail for disorderly, and you ain't got to go to court for the next month, and they'll drop it. You ain't got to go to court for disorderly conduct. They
Whoa.
handcuff you. You ain't got to go to court the next month. They'll drop it. Then there's other stuff to worry about in Chicago.
Okay, Chicago do it different. Illinois.
Yes.
You educated me. I'm like, not Florida. Nope. We're not doing that.
Not in Washington. Yeah.
Wow. Let me read what the chat has to say. Out on appeal, yes. Real Deal Spencer is on it. I love it. Y'all hit the like button as you come in. Yes, Chas can't wait. So he barely spent a week, basically. Yes. Wow.
In Washington, you have to have a steady job, no background problems, and a I would say address where you can be reached, because you will be getting some summons coming through you.
Yeah.
And you have to sign that. What did they call it? The CP, cognizance.
Yeah. Basically, you promise that you're gonna show back up. Yes.
Yeah, and if not, we're
call different things in different places. Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
And give some kind of surety. Basically,
Yes,
you're gonna
ma'am.
pay this somehow. Kareen says, even though I believe he's guilty, I do believe the punishment was too harsh. Y'all, I may not agree, but I hear your opinion.
Yes and no, but
go ahead. What did you guys think about the sentence itself? Do you think it was justified for the crime? Now, I know in comparison, I hear that argument, but just looking at him individually, do you think this person that caused all of this, as it was alleged and as he was convicted for it, lying to police, big search, all these community resources, etc. Do you think the 150 days fit the crime? What are your opinions?
Go ahead, Mo.
Me, I'm going with my personal feelings on here right now, because as you see my hat on, I'm a conservative activist, and I got called a hateful person, a white supremacist, and all this, and you hang with these Confederate people, and people hate me. I got family members that don't talk to me no more because of my beliefs. So that brings me to this. And my question, when I first heard this happen, I got phone calls. What do you think about your hateful Trump supporters now up in Chicago? First thing I said, that was some BS. First thing I said, no, there's more to that, and it's going to come out, and you're going to see. I'm tired of us being demonized. I'm tired of us looking like we devils, we white supremacists. And they forget that most of us MAGA people are former Democrats. They forget that. Part of the walkaway movement, Brexit, whatever you want to call it. And I'm tired of that. To me, it's a personal shot at people that has woken up, people like myself.
All right. So you're more conservative in your politics. So just to be specific to this case, you don't think he should have gotten this much time?
No, it's because people done worse, you know what I'm saying? But I believe that the way he did that, I think he should have gotten more time. You know,
Yeah, so you think it was light work. Here go Freeman's Journal. Talking about he's Emmett. Nah, come on, y'all. Be nice. Don't make it
no,
weird.
damn, Emmett. Excuse me, I don't want to curse on your channel.
No, don't cuss. Don't cuss.
I thought I said the D word.
Oh, there go my phone. Sorry. Sorry.
Emmett Till.
I know. Nah, not even close. I think he's Freeman's Journal is being sarcastic with that emoji.
Okay, be sarcastic.
Yeah. Let me see what other people have to say. Andrea La Loca says he could have gotten 15 years. 6 days was nothing. I hear you. Everybody's saying no. Cashcan Wade says he should have taken the punishment like a man. Heck no, we should not. Oh, when I asked if we should be marching, I'm a little behind. Sorry, guys. Yeah, they were like, no. Yes, maybe. Blaze Brown, this is a question some people have been asking. No. Does he have underlying psychological problems? You know, people want to speculate. Cashcan Wade, you got your hat too? Okay, rap.
Okay, what I don't get is people in Chicago. See, look, I know people that have been locked up for 2 weeks in county jail. When you with a misdemeanor warrant, you either serve about 13 days or 15 days, whatever. In a misdemeanor, a traffic warrant, or you just you know what I'm saying. But he got out quicker than these people that
It's crazy on a felony, 5 felony counts, 5 felony counts, even though they were non-violent.
But people that misdemeanor spray paint on the wall got out in 13 days.
Yeah, but his thing,
my dad is undefeated. Talking about Jussie got a new show.
No,
you know what? Let me try to. Sometimes I put stuff up and I don't read it first. Let me try to read it.
Go ahead.
Yes. So the question is, and I don't know the exact timing of where in what I would call the investigation process the first prosecutor was before she decided that she was not going to pursue the case. I don't know if charges had actually been filed. That's a very good question. Had already been filed and a case like number was attached to it, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know. Or she just never brought a case at all. And in that case, I think there is no double jeopardy if there was nothing filed. But we're going to see what the appellate court says. We're going to see what the appellate. Go ahead, Black Seattle Black Veteran.
Sorry, but no, I'm trying to figure out if he would have said, "Okay," and apologized in a way that would not really just make him look bad.
Mm-hmm.
He would have got a better ride off from that than now he's going to. I mean, so like you say, I think it's really some psychological issues going on with this young man.
Yeah, he's not contrite at all.
Yeah, I mean,
even though, the man doubled down at sentencing, fist up.
Yeah,
let's go. And I'm like, let's go.
I'm not suicidal.
He's trying to act like he was Elon Musk. You know, and something happens to me.
In his mind, I was just like, whoa, something is missing. I see you, Freeman's Journal. Welcome, Joshua. Bill Cosby had an agreement. This is where I think there is a distinction. Thank you. With the prosecutor in exchange for testimony, right? A written agreement, like you're not going to prosecute if I do this. And then the second prosecutor broke that agreement. Okay. And he's saying Jussie perjured himself. Not the same thing. I hear you. That he lied to what the first prosecutor had. I hear what you're saying. Didn't have all the information. And the special prosecutor saw the full extent to what exactly had happened. So when it was still being believed that someone had attacked him, as opposed to enough evidence kind of showing that, no, you set this up. You know those people and who those people were, and they bought the noose and finding that, all this video and all that. It's an interesting point. It's an interesting point. I love to read their motion. I actually really
what was interesting,
ahead, sir.
How did they override the prosecutor? How did they settled? This was the state prosecutor, the prosecuting attorney. They settled, and now then they come back and say, "How is it? Is that a frequent thing?"
No, this is a timing issue. That's what if trash can waves, and I'm apologizing that I don't know exactly what stage was that investigation done, and when the case was dismissed. Now it could have just been an investigation was dismissed, not case. So Trash Can Waves adds no double jeopardy if you never went to court the first time. That's the linchpin. So I don't know if anyone can fill me in, please. This is cloudy because they're saying that Jussie made a deal based on lies. I'm not sure. I wish I had more information. Maybe I have to do a quick follow-up or drop a link. to the description when I see what the exact motion or the language is. That's another thing. Dismiss with prejudice. Big legal concept. Thank you, Trash Can Waves, for the win. Cases can be dismissed and refiled if they are not dismissed with prejudice, depending on the legal issue. And I'm gonna stay clear because I don't want to give legal advice here.
But I'm thinking that
Yes.
if he does what 3 months in jail, 4 months in jail, and even if they go and fight it, the wheels of justice go so slow.
Oh yeah,
He will be out before things even ever come up. He's gonna do this, and I think the judge treated him like because he brought up they're clowning you and the comedians. They are doing this, and I'm like, whoa, he's talking to him like he's his son or he's some. What is this? Is like his personal.
Yeah,
I wish people look at and see where it started, why he did it. It started off because of MAGA country.
It started. Say it one more time. I'm sorry, I was reading this comment. Go ahead.
It started because of MAGA country. He was triggered by Trump.
Oh, MAGA country. I get it.
He triggered by Trump because he had hate for Trump, so he had to make up this lie, this fairy tale, because he's triggered by 2016.
I think he was triggered by money, and then he can use that to probably.
Why would he put Trump up in here? Mega country. It's deeper than money. These liberals are just ticked off. They were ticked off the past 4 years. They were willing to do anything.
I'm gonna, gentlemen, just drop you down for a quick second. I wanted to talk about. No, stay on, please. I'm just gonna bring up because I want people to see in full screen what I know y'all may not care about what Beyonce Mama had to say, but based on what she said, I just want to see your reaction. Okay, so just for a quick second. Actually, I don't know if I can. Yeah. So let me just add. This made quite the stir. Mama Knowles, Mama Tina, Miss Lawson came with this statement. And I just found it very interesting. Their sentiments were as follows. No matter what your opinion you have, or whether Jussie did what he is accused of or not, the punishment did not fit the crime, says Beyonce's mom. Interesting, right? People walk away free from killing our people every day. Ma'am, it's not the same thing, but okay. How many instances of our Black young people have been murdered in the last year, and the people whom they were with are walking free? And what about the people involved in the treason at the White House? Same point you guys are bringing up. Most went unpunished. And then they give this man 5 months in jail. Are you kidding me? This is unjust. Okay, Mama Tina going in. Or Miss Tina, let me put some respect on her name. This man is not a threat to society. This is an example of the disparities between how we are treated as opposed to our white counterparts. Okay, Black people, we cannot afford to let this slide. Exclamation point. Trust me, you and your family might be next. Exclamation point. So let's make some noise about this and ask for probation. Exclamation. Okay, the judge was obviously biased and very disrespectful, I guess, when she was talking about the sentencing, and they wanted to disrespect and discredit the previous district attorney, Kim Foxx, who was a Black woman. Please do your research about the case and look at the crime he is accused of and look at the time given him. They want to destroy this man. By the way, if you have a difference in opinion, I totally understand. And I totally understand that, but keep it positive. Okay, I'm gonna bring back my gentleman. So this was Miss Tina. She got quite the feedback. I was like, was it that deep for you, sis? I guess it was. I don't know if she knows him personally. I don't know if she really believes this is such a huge miscarriage of justice as far as the sentencing. What are your guys' thoughts on her? I think this was a tweet.
She's in a money category. Yeah, she can see, this is what, for everything that she put there, flip it to somebody that's not in a money category that's way below her. And so, she's posing, she's looking good. One thing I know is about when you start making that much money, the only thing you're sad about is you're not keeping that much money, but this is her.
So you
So,
like, don't give me that. That's a rich kind of defending the rich, in your opinion?
to my opinion is that yeah, please.
Yeah,
Dude,
I read
if
it
it was
this
you and
morning.
I,
I
we
felt
gotta
funny.
confess. Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, please, sis, go ahead.
No, when I read it at first, I was like, nah, that's not it. Like, I definitely,
No.
I was just like, what am I feeling right now? And I kind of feel like this is out of place.
Yes, ma'am.
This is
Mm-hmm.
not the right case. What say
Mm-mm.
you, Maurice?
Money's the root of all evil, man. Not even just the money root, it's the love of money, and
Yes, sir.
that's what they're supposed to say. That's what they're supposed to do. You
Mhm.
know, it's about money. People like them don't take a step out on faith,
That's
and
it.
that's it. What they get paid to do, they do it.
Mhm.
Enough said.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna see. Let me see what the comments. Let me catch up a little bit. Listen, I was a little triggered. I thought maybe, do I just disagree with her because I don't feel like, because I think he made, he I don't know. I think he's taking advantage of, or trying to
To me,
make
it's,
race the
yeah.
issue. And for
Mm,
me, race is not the issue here.
mm-mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just like, you try to create a whole fabricated story about being like, have a noose putting around your neck.
Oh, that
That's
was
the issue.
that
Like, why?
was
How are we making this now? Again, there are all types of disparities in our legal system. It is imperfect,
It is.
but
mm.
because of that, I don't necessarily equate the two. Give him next to nothing, because there are people that unfortunately, you know, um, some would say beat the system. I don't
He
know. I just think that you can't have, it's not an
he
eye for an eye, in my opinion.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
He took a L all across the board. He took an L all across the board.
Hmm.
And if he would have just said, my bad, but no, he pushed us. And so, I mean, it's hard to, I mean, I think it was a harsh sentence. And
Yeah.
the judge clowned him. It was a harsh sentence, but
So, what would you think would be more fitting?
That wasn't a hard sentence.
nah,
No, let
I
him. I want to hear a Seattle Black veteran. What?
no,
So you think the time in jail was too long?
I think what he's got is what he deserves because when he got it and he started talking about if I'm dead and all this other stuff like that. Okay, yeah, please, come on. If I was, man, come on, if I was anybody's sibling, friend, or whatever, stole your makeup, got the makeup on my face, you know it's yours, and I'm still going, no, it's not. Come on. He took an L all the way across the board. I mean, God, come on, brother.
Yeah,
And he's a light-skinned brother.
not the light skin.
Mo. He's a
Y'all
light-skinned
think it's light skin privilege?
Light skin privilege, a team light skinned.
Oh Lord.
Love you, Mo.
I'm red ball.
Ultraman 2K51 welcome says, was too light. He should have gotten at least 3 years. His opinion. Yeah, I saw somebody wrote Ace Butterfly that he can travel. I didn't know that was a term in the bond. That again is privilege to me.
That's
If
what
he
you
can
can tell.
travel, I
Yeah,
can't confirm that. I don't
I
know.
mean,
But
it is
thank you.
Chicago.
that's what the judge said.
You can watch Cook County Court. I didn't know that on YouTube. They give almost everyone an I bond that can't afford
Mhm.
one.
Yeah, you can have one. It got to be under $10,000.
They're talking about this red hair.
Now, sis, if he wouldn't
Don't
have
hate on
acted
my red hair.
fool
You know what
after he got sentenced, if he would have took the sentence and he would like act different, then I'll be like, whoa, okay, all
Yeah,
right.
this is my issue. Thank you, UFO Kamikaze One. The light sentence, some would argue, only encourages more to try. Like, you have to
Yep.
curb this behavior.
Mhm.
And one part of American jurisprudence or justice is to serve, and we learned this in Criminal Law 101. Part of it is to serve as a deterrent.
Mhm.
So if you have people who behave badly, this is theoretical. You want to create something that is, commiserate or in line with, what justifiably they should be punished, for, and or at the level they should be punished with, I should say. So I hear you on this. This bothers me because other people may think it was too hard. Some people may think it wasn't hard enough. But I wonder if this is enough. If we could look at this a sentence as a deterrence, do you think
Yeah,
it will deter other people from doing something similar? The
exactly,
sentence the way it is. I
exactly.
don't know. Mm,
But see the way he acted after that, and like I said, I think it was. Now then, I would say just punishment. Get him in there. I think after about a month in that place there, he's gonna get some reality. I worked in a jail for 8 years, and
Okay.
go ahead, Big Mo.
no, because of the comment, it's talking about where his freckles Maurice dealt past.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you.
You know what? Y'all funny. But go ahead. Sorry, Seattle Black. But I feel like I keep
No, go
interrupting.
ahead,
Go
sweetheart.
ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying if I want to see how he's how he's adjusting after 30 days in the facility there because he's going to be in PC. So that means 23 hours lockdown, 1 hour out. He can use the phone. He can use a TV. And if he's in county jail, oh shoot, he wish he would go to prison because in county jail, you're not going to have yard outs. You're not going to have a job. He's going to be doing his straight 23 inner lockdown and 1 hour out. And I don't know.
Yeah.
If
So
he,
you say you were in corrections?
yes, ma'am. I work in
Oh.
corrections. I work in county jail. And if you
Okay.
look at most people, they'll take a 13 or because 12 under 12 months, you're doing county time.
Right.
And in county time, you don't have no privileges like you have in a prison time. Most people will
Yeah.
take a year and a half just so they can have yard out and do something. But he's going to
Mhm.
be in a lockdown.
Oh.
And protective custody means that he's a celebrity. They're going to put him somewhere where people can't reach him. They're going to say, okay, hey, Mr. Lamp, this is your hour out. You can take a shower, you can do the phone, and you can do that. But after that, you went back to jail for another, in your 8x9 or 8x6 for another
Wow.
23 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, that
So it's
sucks.
going to be a wake up call.
Mm.
It's going to be
Yeah.
interesting. Yeah.
I'm thinking about conditions I've read about, and in Florida, one of the state prisons is in Stark, like up in
Mhm.
North Florida.
Mhm.
I don't know how they do it up there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they got your, what did they say? They got your receipts before you even come in there. They know your
yeah,
receipts when you come in there.
yeah.
And,
People got to
but
travel far. I know that's a big thing. Like people have to travel
yeah,
far to see their loved ones.
yeah.
Protective
Interesting. Thank you for that insight. Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead, Maurice.
no, protective custody, and I'm talking what I know. Protective custody in Cook County Jail. Protective custody, it's not what they say. The protective custody is where it's a division in the Cook County jails where the homosexual is at. I'm being honest with you because
Okay.
I was younger, I was locked up there. Protective custody is where the homosexual that they get watched over there. Nobody bothering them at. You
Okay.
get treated like a king over there.
Mhm.
Trust me.
That's what you saw. Okay. Okay.
You know,
What
I
about
was
this?
there. Look, I'm 49 years old. You know, when I was younger, when they put you in protective custody, they put you where the homosexual are at.
Okay.
No one get hurt over there.
Right.
It's open. No one's, it's no
Probably for
crime.
their safety. Understood. Understood. Probably
Yeah.
for their
So
safety.
it's actually a country club over there.
Oh, okay. Thank you for that insight. What about this? I like this question that Ace Butterfly or poses in her comment. Celebrities seem to get militant when they get in trouble. Look at Kanye. He's trying to summon Christians and blacks to support him. Do y'all think this is true? All of a sudden, they get real black.
Hold on. What I miss?
You see it? The comment on the screen?
Hold on. Oh, okay. Celebrities. Yeah. In trouble. Look at Kanye. He's trying to submit Christian, but I don't think Kanye get militant like that. I think he get more free thinking.
Well, he's talking about being I don't know. So I don't know. Do you think in general this is the trend with folks when all of a sudden the money is not the protection they thought?
Yeah.
I don't know. Good point though, Ace. That brings it out there.
Hmm.
Andrea agrees, that they seem that they are above the law. It's very interesting. Some would argue that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Ace adds, agreed. He was triggered by money And I think he used Trump as he was triggered by the Trump supporters too, I think.
Yeah, it's triggered.
You, you know what, sis?
Green.
I
Go
was,
ahead.
I was listening to another YouTube creator, and he brought up this interesting thing is that it's almost like when you start making money, your 10 goes to a different 10. And when you're at that different 10, you can't settle for anything less more than that. So yeah, they're gonna get on there. And because look, if you're let me say if you have of a name, and let me just throw out Michael Jordan, you are Tiger Woods, your minimum income is gonna be what? And so when they get to that minimum income, they're looking at why is my minimum, and that will get out there and promote, follow me, do this, do that. And it's all about the money. It's what it's really, if you look at it, it's really is.
I think it was Jordan that said, Democrats buy Jordans, Republicans buy Jordans. He ain't got no party. His party is the Green Party.
Okay.
Kareem adds, right? It did not start off because of MAGA. It was just his personal gain, and he used what was going on at the time. I hear you. There's a lot there. Let me. Okay, he's talking about Beyonce mom has no legal experience. Another celeb acting as a.
But sis, when I think when the judge knew that black people were clowning him, what it's like OJ. We look at him. Really, come on.
But that's another thing. Again, I'm not black. I'm OJ. Like that kind of mentality that some people think they're not going to have any consequence at all because of the privilege of how they've been able.
Still
That's your wife?
That's my wife.
She's sensitive much over here. Is this no cancel culture? You can say what you want. It is a open platform. Again, I don't necessarily agree with every comment I put up here. I'm just putting up people's comments because it's a conversation. And welcome, Miss Kelly Ray.
And can I say this?
Not losing no sleep over just. Lord, not the gynecologist. We done got to the gynocracy. Is that how you say it? Oh Lord. All right, your opinion. Thank you for your journal. Okay, Blaze Brown adds, he initially had a different set of attorneys. I didn't know that. However, the current legal team is working pro bono. Is that so? I'm telling you, when he got up, that old girl was shuffling the papers. Like I was like, poor thing. Watch the video, y'all. I was thinking, like, what is she thinking? And I was thinking, what would I do?
She touched him on the shoulder.
I was like, you need to sit down. I would have gave him like one of these. You're gonna need to sit down. Pull him down. Like maybe they know Jussie. So maybe that's not going to happen. I didn't know they were pro bono. Interesting.
You mean guilty?
I didn't know that. See, this is why I love your channel, sis. You bring up the interesting things and things that need to be addressed. I mean, and that's really cool. I appreciate you
so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Y'all making this fun. Trash Can Way says no beating the drum for elitists because my family member would still be in jail. Oh, right. I hear you. I don't know. Let me see. Beyond Spencer.
Real deal.
That boy like I'm not sit down. Oh, well, thank you for sharing your opinion.
You go, girl. You go. That's
oh man, no Ultraman 2K 51 says ridiculous. No way me or my family could be in this because we're not going to pull a stunt like that. That's like miscarriage of justice is something that you were not guilty of. That's what I think. You gonna make this the hill we die on as Black people. That's to me, it's trivializing the real people that are falsely accused, the real people who should not be serving, these life sentences and these extreme cases. This is not, in my opinion, one of them. Like, what are we doing here? Yeah, I kind of agree with you.
But sis, after it's all done and said, I really want to know what the hell is in the back of his mind. Yes. After it's all done and said, I mean, him, OJ, I want to know.
No, I want, because I think the privilege go to your head. If it's not
true,
actual like a mental break, people have breakdowns. People have like They think their career is over. They show canceled, or and jealousy also. You're looking over there, that person's taking off, that person's getting roles. It's a warped mindset. Sometimes can take you over if you're not careful, if you're not grounded.
You're 100% right.
Yeah, but I would love that. Whoever gets that interview to like, I don't know. Of course he won't. I wouldn't let him talk at all before the appeal. I would not. No, you can't say nothing. It's too much.
Yeah, so you're right.
Yeah, no, I think it's a lot of people. Some people say it's elitist privilege. So what happens next? So we hear from the appeals court. This is Mr. Smollett, and I don't know. He's living to fight another day. That's really what happened. I'm like, golly, and he's free. That's how y'all do it in Chicago. I'm just like,
you know what's so crazy? At first, I kind of felt sorry for him, right? I kind of felt sorry for him at first until he didn't own up what he did. I was like, you know what? Let me do the beneficiary of the doubt. I know I'm saying the word wrong, beneficial of the doubt. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, you know what? Maybe there's redemption with him, right? But then all of a sudden, he don't admit. He never admitted his faults up in there.
Never.
That's my biggest issue with this.
The man with the fist in the air, like
he came out there with he came and throw BLM up in there.
Yeah,
thought about BLM.
And my other thing was he should have kept his hair growing out longer, where he don't look like he's a Negro. He should have grown. I mean, because look, what did Dave Chappelle say? That's a waste of Chris Rock. That's a waste of good long hair, and that's a good. I'm like, if he came in there and he gonna raise his fist up, pumping like he. Oh, come on, brother. I agree with you. I agree with you. He should have just.
No, it's so weird. Last call, guys, on the panel. Because I forget I got to get up early. But what about y'all? Like this Suzette, I did not know he was spending. Do you guys know this for a fact that most of the time was spent in the psych ward?
Yeah.
Division 8.
Mm-hmm.
So all this time he was in the psych ward by himself?
I don't know by itself. I don't know what the conditions
of
the
psych ward. It's a dorm. It's not even.
Oh, thanks, Fawcett. I didn't understand that. Wow.
It's in Seattle, we have a whole wing that's on the 7th North, and you give them rubber blankets because they can't tear them and try to hang themselves.
Okay.
You give them paper plates so they don't have the trays to hurt themselves if they're in that type of psych ward. That's a definite psych ward.
Okay, so Blaze says the same. Okay, that there is. Okay, I did not know that. I didn't read that today in my review here. Okay, so he wasn't in main population. He was kind of in his own.
That could have been a thing to try to. Oh, he's psychiatric crazy, so we can get.
Yeah, like I said, that would have been my first draw. I would have been like, something is real. Like honestly, something is going on here, and I would love to, defend you, but I would want to know that you are healthy in your thinking.
And he wrote it all the way to this end.
I know.
I mean. I
feel like he thinks it's like an episode of life, like it's not like real kind of. I think he seems to be somewhat detached from reality.
Yeah, he's an empire.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. Like maybe because you remember their family is very talented too. That's another thing. I was like, I wonder if there was like maybe sibling rivalry, but not in a kind of more in a comparative way.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought about that, like, the sister is so talented and they got other siblings and whatnot. And I was just thinking maybe this was his way of trying to stand out.
Hey, sis, can I say this?
Mm-hmm.
I saw this on the YouTube streets on Vlad, and the guy who does the Old Spice commercial. He was saying that it was probably because of a relationship he had with another man, and was trying to get from under that scrutiny. I don't know if that's on the YouTube streets. I'm not saying this. I'm saying
yeah. I have not heard this. This is alleged. Yeah. I have not heard this at all.
Yeah, alleged. Yeah, because and the brother who does the Old Spice commercials, he was talking.
You talking about that fine black man that ride that horse?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. No.
That fine black man.
The other brother with the beard. The beard, not, yeah. But he was on there and he said that. He was like, well, hey, my opinion is that, boom, boom, boom. That's his opinion.
Oh
Okay.
wow.
So yeah, now we're throwing some more
He
stuff.
has a YouTube show?
Oh yeah, it was on
What's his channel?
Vlad. Look at Vlad TV. Vlad had this dude on there. And
it's on Vlad TV. Okay.
Yeah, and he was talking to the brother who was had the beard and mustache when he's talking to his wife about using his Old Spice or whatever. He said, yeah, that's what he think it is. And I'm like, well, that are some serious mental issues. I don't know.
Listen, that's all alleged. Nothing.
Yeah, alleged. Exactly.
Oh,
exactly.
interesting. But I'll go back and watch that. I'll go back and watch it for myself. Thank you for bringing that up. I've not heard that. That's wow.
Vlad talks about when he talks about Jussie Smollet. Jussie Smollett. he mentions that. And so if you look at it on Vlad, and if anybody can tell me that I saw it wrong or whatever, but my thing is, either or, it's just he's taking a loss for all of it. It doesn't matter.
Y'all think he could come back? That's gonna be my last question. I'm gonna go to bed soon, y'all. Let me just read a few more of these comments.
I'm gonna tell you my opinion on this.
Go ahead. Do you think he can recover from this and be like back in Hollywood?
Yes, I think he will. I think he might even be more famous after this.
This is what I see, because that's the same thing happened to this woman, Anna. What is it? The lady who was I forget her name. The lady who was the roommate that came from Europe and pretended she was a millionaire. Is on Netflix. I can't think of the show right now. And now she got $300,000. Even though that she probably could have got more. Deal about her life. Shonda Rhimes just did the Netflix story about her. I think Jussie will have a heck of, if he has the right agent and he doesn't do anything crazy again. He could definitely make some money.
But he's stepping around that rim of that Tekashi 6ix9ine person, Okay, so how much? But you're gonna have some cult followers, regardless. You're gonna have some cult followers. I'm pretty sure there's some people following what's your boy from Fox News, Bill O'Reilly. Still got fans, and, so they're gonna make.
Hold on now, let's keep it.
That's what you says.
I love it. Kareen says he reminds me of my cousin. When we were growing up, I had a cousin kind of like this who was still caught red-handed and swear he didn't do it, and would say to my mom, "Auntie, get the Bible, I swear it's not." This, I mean, some people are pathological liars.
On what?
Like,
on reality.
On life.
Right, on reality. Come on.
Hey, I see it this way, and you should believe what I see. And good Lord. So bum rush the Capitol, right?
Well, we're gonna wrap up, y'all.
Love you.
Talk about yes. She's talking about yes, that Old Spice man was fine.
Yes, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, as soon as you said, I was like, he has a channel. Like,
he's gonna have some brother. I give him props for it. Wait.
Inventing Anna, thank you. Fawcett says he'll be able to do an indie film, but that's it. Interesting. So not the big Hollywood blockbusters. It might cost the studios too much. They're gonna test the waters. Inventing Anna, thank you. My favorite line of hers is so basic. It was a good movie. I watched that. I was mad because I was like, I don't want to be giving this woman money, but I think Shonda Rhimes got money from me watching.
Okay.
So, yeah. Hit the like button, y'all. Andre, for the final. Okay, we'll add our last guest. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, counselor?
You being that dark though, I see you there. How you doing today?
You look like Big Worm.
What's going?
Don't play in my emotions, Smoke.
Messing with my money is like messing with my emotions. Go ahead, Adrian. Let's shut up.
You're so funny. How you doing?
I don't want to do that.
Good to see you, brother.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts? What's going through your mind as you kind of were watching everything kind of play out last week, this week?
Oh man, this dude is a clown, man, and his family's a clown for allowing this to persist. And I'm defend him.
Wow.
All the issues that plague the Black community, and we're gonna let this dude, and y'all gonna stand up and raise your fist. Like I said, this is not what we stand for in our community. Not
I
this
know.
nonsense. Oh,
We
like
got
I like
we
what
got
Dion
real
did.
issues, is what I want to say. Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead. Sorry.
Our education system's in the trash. We have poverty everywhere. Our wealth is a joke
Yeah.
compared to anybody else. You can compare
Yeah.
to anybody, any race.
Yeah.
Pick a race.
All right.
No, I'm with you
We got the more
100%. I
stamp
feel
power than you.
like
You're right.
this is not that case, the test case that, you know, like the
This
George
dude was just yelling out
Floyd
the
or
gay
somebody like
Tupac.
this.
What real hero yells out what they are?
But
When the
that
last time you heard
means
Martin Luther King said, "I'm Martin Luther King"? Don't you ever forget.
the fact that Jussie Smollett think he's comparative to Tupac is like,
Oh God.
I think again that shows again
It's
some
like
kind of
clown.
instability
Yeah, he's lost his rabbit.
that I don't know, you know, unless it's a very big ruse that he's using to like continue the charade and continue like to have people talk about him. Because I was like, and you know, I'm very big on media, all media. They say all kind of PR is good PR. So I'm kind of like, is this in his mind like some giant PR game where he thinks this story is just going to keep going and going and going and it's going to get juicier and juicier? I don't know.
And the
It's
sad
kinda crazy.
thing is he
You ever
degrades
seen the movie
the black
Focus, guy?
population.
You ever seen the movie Focus?
Sorry, one second. Let Seattle Black
Oh, my
veteran,
bad.
then you
I'm
go, Andre. Go
I'm sorry,
ahead.
Terry. I'm sorry, Dre. It's one thing is that he's degrading the black population. Period. He can be gay, whatever. Because you know what? If you look at gays, if they rally up, they got more force than black people.
That's what I'm saying. And none of them coming to this guy's aid. None of
Yeah,
them.
none of them. But they
None.
was coming to
None of
his
his
aid
castmates.
when we weren't. When he was
Mhm.
first. Remember what Dave Chappelle said? They were coming to us and we were oddly quiet because
Yeah,
we knew.
that community, I don't see nobody. Only them. He wanted black people to stand up with him now, and I'm like,
Exactly.
bruh.
Go ahead, sis. Go ahead, Dre. I'm
No.
sorry, brother.
Go ahead, Dre. Mhm.
I mean, not even his castmates. Like Dia Hooley said, he said the silence spoke volumes. When you work with these people every day, you work with them for years, right? This is what made you where you are now, right? It gave you such a big platform. None of them are standing up behind you.
Listen,
Like,
the Lee Daniels and the Tarajis, and remember, everybody came out for him hard first. You know, that first 2 days. Michelle Obama, people tweeted, people were all over without knowing, you know, all of the facts. That initial reaction, oh my, if we can recall, people were so, you know, they were appalled. They really thought he was attacked. So people, you remember that no hate campaign with the no and the 8, and people were, it was a big deal. It was a very big deal. So now I think after you spent all those people, you know, social capital, only to be found out that you staged the whole thing.
And there's
no
black homosexuals getting killed on a daily, and this guy's clowning. I think, like you said, it's got to be. It's to the core. It's mental illness, and where's this?
Yes.
What? And geez, it's crazy.
Absolutely. That the judges, and I should have put some of it, but it was long. The judges' closing remarks to the sentencing, it was personalized. It was very much like, you're a narcissist. You're just, he went in on him. He went in on him for doing what he did. So y'all can definitely go and watch that outburst. You can watch the judge's response. Like I said, I don't know how long this is going to take. He's going to be free out during on bond during his appeal. Man, it is good to have as an officer of the court, I have to be very careful with this. Resources.
He's gonna do at least 2 months.
Very good to have resources. People will speculate as to what those resources are, but we want fairness and equality under the law is what we want. Again, and I don't know if it's customary in Chicago to let people out on nonviolent crimes during the appeal. Do you guys know, Mo? Is that normal?
That what? Why would you say?
Letting people out during their appeal if they committed a nonviolent crime?
That's why we call it Crook County. It's not Cook County, Crook County.
Not Cook County, Crook County. I don't know. I don't know if that's customary.
Not here in Washington.
It's kind of.
I got stories.
Yeah, Washington. If you get that you're going straight in, and you're going to sit there until your appeal gets actually eradicated or done. Outside of that, you're going to be there. You see that picture there?
That's what I was going to put.
That's what you should have had in court.
I'm sorry.
This dude, like I said, I try to be sensitive because, again, loss of one's freedom is the most serious thing that a government can do.
You're
right?
correct.
Take away your freedom. Yeah. So I tried to look at this again. The lens I'm looking at it is like, again, if the average Joe did what Jussie Smollett did, what would be the penalty?
No, yeah. It would.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, they're trying to say it was weak or it was too strong, but I'm like, if the average Joe, without his money, without his notoriety, without his influence, did what Jussie Smollett did, what would we be looking at as the penalty? You get what I'm saying?
We wouldn't see it on the news. We wouldn't even see it.
The man would be locked up with no key.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, he even got a football lifetime.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be. That is an argument, and it's speculative, but it's an argument that can be made.
You're right.
So it really bothers me in that regard. That I'm like, you people have said, I don't necessarily subscribe to it. You get the justice you pay for. Yeah. You know, and there's a lot to be said about historically those who have had more, economic means and the outcomes they get. And I didn't, we can go into a whole nother stream about maybe sentencing disparities and different things based on money. And people don't like to talk about it because it's uncomfortable. And those things can be, I think, tracked. But it makes me wonder because everybody wants our system. Our system isn't perfect, but I still prefer our system to any system in the world. So first and foremost.
It's better than no system.
Yeah. But it would be different if the person was different, economically speaking, different gender, different sexual orientation. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. Right. All right. I'm going to give y'all final thoughts. Ace Butterfly says, I think Jussie will win appeal. The head of the police department.
Final thoughts. Okay.
Wow. Was doing interviews prior to the trial. Interesting. Oh, wow. I didn't say this, but Just Can't Wait says. That's my man. It's not about white supremacy. It's about rich and poor. Well, there are people that will argue that.
That's my man. You're right.
I do think there is some bias. People are inherently biased. So once you have people involved in a system, we bring listen, lead attorney in the building. Lee, how are you?
Lee, what's up, my brother?
Lee, I'm just about to wrap up, bruh. I'm so happy to see you. Lee be up late.
Salute.
Hitting with the smooth.
What up? Nice to see you, sir. Glad you could stop over. But we were having a fun conversation, deep conversation as well, reflective conversation on the events of the last 6 days. But I was giving my panelists just as you were coming in, so you might have to catch the replay. Unless you want to come up, but you might have to catch the replay.
Come up here, Lead. Come up
here. Only you could get 5 more minutes from me right now, Lead.
Don't be with your girlfriend. Get up here, oh, man. We love it.
Lead got a life, right? Lead just coming through what's she doing up this way?
Right. That's my brother.
But yeah, I want to give all of you the opportunity to kind of give your final thoughts. Where you think will happen? Would you think he's going to win on appeal? And what does this say about the criminal justice system, I guess, in your opinion? But you got visitors. Okay, stop it now. Don't be careful what's going on back there.
Yeah.
Yes, you're in bed. I should be in bed too. So yes, Lee.
Yeah, it's late. I know it.
Lee out here, lay it out, watching the stream. But that's great. So anyway, final comments on what occurred in Jussie Smollett's case, and where you think he will. Whether you think he'll be successful on appeal or not. Who wants to go first?
Brother Mo.
Go ahead. Where Andre went. Andre, all right, go ahead, Mr. Maurice. You're here? Okay.
No, I'm still here, bro.
Final thoughts. Anybody want to tell us what you want?
My final thoughts, everybody, is just stand for what you believe in. Believe what you believe in. That's it.
All right, now I see it. Well, thank you for being a part of the conversation, Maurice Delk. Y'all see his name there. Go check out his channel. You're welcome up anytime. Thank you.
I'll be back. I will be back.
Awesome. Awesome. Nice to have you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Who's up? Go ahead, Andre. What are your final thoughts?
My final thoughts are: if you really have a case and you really stand for what you stand for, then prove it. Your defense can't be who would do this. A lot of people. Like, are you serious? Have you seen the news lately? People are robbing and stealing at an all-time high. Injustice is happening everywhere. Most people don't. A lot of people say they don't watch the news because they get so depressed. So you want to tell me just because you on some TV show that you on some high authority or something? There have been pastors and we had a president that was so corrupt, but you can't be corrupt. Come on.
Yeah, it's a sad case, like I said, on just the face of it, as far as what he's accused of doing and was convicted of. It definitely, whether this is a strong enough example and a deterrence for others, we'll see. It can be argued. But yeah, like I said, on appeal, he does have a chance, it seems, but I have to go back and look at what the record said on his first, or at least what they're arguing. As far as the so-called first case, and what kind of agreement was reached there. But I want to thank you, my brother. Appreciate you, Andre, for coming up and holding down with me in these late night YouTube streams. Thank you so much. Oh yeah, Saturday I'm doing Saturday and Sunday. I'll have a full weekend. Saturday I'm doing 12 noon, single mom stress. Oh, y'all mad? Single mom stress. It's a touchy topic. I have a doctor of psychology who's coming on to talk about how she has been counseling people throughout the pandemic about this added stress of the lack of the village. And everybody was pretty much stressed. So she's going to talk about some solutions to that. And then Sunday, millennial motherhood, the good, the bad, the ugly. Sisters talking about how they work together in a law firm. Everybody can't work with family. So they're going to talk about being moms, they are wives, they run a business, and their sisters working together. So that's Sunday at 1. So Saturday at 12, Sunday at 1. I'll put it in the community tab so y'all can check it out. All right.
Yeah, man.
Appreciate you, Andre. Thank you. Have a great night. Thank you so much. Thank you for being up here. And then there was the Seattle Black veteran. What are your final thoughts, sir?
My beautiful sister, I always love your channel because you're always hitting on topics that seriously need to be addressed, and you give them, because I was always wondering about this gentleman's case. I said, well, and I looked at it, like from the Bill Cosby, or is this or is that. I would say this: he's probably will get out a little bit early from his jail sentence as there is appeal, but the wheels of justice move slow. And I think that he's gonna, I don't know with this gentleman. You know what's gonna happen? He's gonna be a forever B-list or a C-list artist. And in Hollywood, that is death to your. You can't be rolling around with anybody A-list, and nobody wants to deal with him and have that thing. And so I don't understand where he's coming from, but like you say, and I appreciate you for bringing it. It may be a mental issue.
Oh, well, thank you. And like he won't, and basically he won't get what he always wanted, which is that fame and notoriety. So unfortunately, this has backfired terribly. And taking him out of that kind of, high profile, for the right reasons, space that he wants to be in. So thank you. Appreciate you being up and adding your insights. And always, you are welcome here. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
You too.
And I'll see you next time. Y'all see his name, the Seattle Black Veteran. Go check his channel out and support. Appreciate you coming up. Thank you. Have a great one. Okay. See you next time.
Take care. Later.
Cool. All right, guys. I thank you. I hope you enjoyed the conversation. Please hit the like button. Like I said, I have 2 other shows coming up this weekend. How to Stop the Single Mom Stress is Saturday at 12 noon. And on Sunday, Millennial Motherhood, the good, the bad, the ugly. 2 sisters explain what it's like being a mom, being a wife, and running a business together. So we're going to have some interesting conversations this weekend. Appreciate y'all rocking with me. Hit the like button. Don't forget, please hit the like button. And if you like topics like this, go ahead and leave a comment. Just let me know. Current events is still going to be my thing. A little bit of social justice, of course, and then some personal development. We had a great time on Patreon last night with Dr. Thunder coming through how to use your calendar to become more fully present. Gave me some wonderful tips. We do some personal development over there, a little bit of behind the scenes on what I do. I have a brunch coming up, Women's Empowerment Brunch on April 3rd. It will be on Patreon at the highest level, as well as some other behind the scenes that weekend. April 2nd, I'll be out and about as well. So we got some, interesting content not available here on YouTube and on Patreon. So if you want to support content of Black content creators like myself, or just content creators, I happen to be, nicely melanated, but just if you like my stuff and rock with me, I appreciate y'all who are already members. We're growing over there on the Patreon. So go visit patreon.com/SuzetteSpeaks. I've enjoyed it. CashAPP for those who want to support as well. Thank you for everyone who is super chatted. Appreciate you. Real Deal Spencer. Thank you, the Seattle Black Veteran. All those showing love and always supporting what I'm doing. Thank you. I really, really, really do appreciate each and every one of y'all. Hit the like button one last time, and it's been real. Y'all so funny. Y'all still commenting. I love it. I love it. I love it. Tell my B or C, his Lord of mercy. Yes. Okay. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed. Thank you, Andre. I'm glad you were able to come up. All right. Bye for real. I see y'all Saturday and Sunday. Have a great night. Thank you for stopping through, Lead. Appreciate you. Have a good night. Bye. Bye, guys.